What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is JR with the JR Wisdom Channel. Once again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And if this is your first time checking out one of my lives, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all the notifications for all of my future videos that have content like this. So with that being said, guys, let's just hop right into it. So today I'm going to be talking about a topic that's often discussed, often talked about, especially in these relationship channels, red pill channels, and things like that. And I figure, why not cover it? I've been meaning to cover it. And I should be having a special guest on tonight, but the lines are open if anybody wants to definitely call in and share your experience or share your knowledge. Let me know if you guys can hear me or not, because I'm using a different mic tonight. If you can hear me, go ahead and hit that one button. If you can't, please let me know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope my audio sounds a lot better than last time. I'm currently, broadcasting from my bedroom, but I'm working on my other spot. So with that being said, guys, this whole infidelity thing, right? This infidelity thing seems to be uh, a common issue with people. And the special guest that I'm supposed to be having on, I did a live on IG with her, and she made it. I guess the way she was thinking was that I was trying to say that you should accept infidelity and it's just a part of marriage, which I'm definitely not saying that infidelity is a part of marriage or relationships, but definitely in terms of marriage, man, you should go into it, hoping for the best. And this goes for men and women. You shouldn't be getting married if you're not done, you know, doing your thing out in these streets. Basically, you're still lusting after women. You're always going to, once you get married or you're in a relationship, you're always going to find somebody that looks better. You're always going to come across someone that may look better than your significant other. But you took vows to be with this person. If you can't uphold those things, then you definitely shouldn't be, setting yourself up, destroying your family, whether that be with kids, whether that be the whole entire future. You getting your This is for life. It isn't just a temporary thing. But many people right now, marriage seems to be something that a lot of people are shying away from, and they're not really trying to get themselves involved into something that's serious. This goes for men and women, because the return, especially when you get the state involved in it, it's not really a good deal, man. But as we know, cheating, infidelity, it's been going on forever. You know, Traditionally, as we look at things, women, one of the biggest complaints is, for the past few hundred years, or definitely within the last century, the 20th century specifically, women have had to put up with infidelity in marriage while the man goes out and she stays home and watches the kids, and he has all these side women. And because she may not have any other skills or any other prospects, she's just stuck with him doing his thing, and she has to put up with it. But now, because of women's rights, so on and so forth, and divorce rates are, skyrocketing, because women obviously are choosing not to stay in these relationships with these men who are, having these, participating in philanthropy, so to speak, outside of the institution of marriage. I'm not a proponent. I just want to get that straight. I'm not a proponent of cheating. If you want to be a player and play these fields, then definitely do your thing till you get to the point in life where you feel like only this one person will be, this is who you want forever, and you don't have any eyes for anyone else. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that's some things that we need to consider that we don't talk enough about. It's not about being a womanizer. It's not about being a serial monogamous. It's just about what works for you. Some people, a lot of times, especially my age and going into their 40s. I know we had a gentleman on the other night when I was talking, where he was like, he's on his third marriage, but a lot of people are just choosing not to, after you make it through that first marriage, to not, to not go through that all over again, especially when you basically get destroyed in the court. You know what I'm saying? You get, you know, reamed in the court. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Grace. Um, it's just, I look at it, me from my personal experience. I look at, you know, when it comes down to someone and you taking someone back, whether they go through the whole makeup and breakup and things like that, it's something in the back of your mind where both of y'all are just pretending. You're just being actors because you can, especially if you have another child throughout this whole ordeal. When you're having children, that just takes it to a whole nother level. But when you're cheating, you invite somebody into this relationship that you and your significant other had, and you have to go back, whether this person was in your house, they stepped out. These memories, for somebody like me at least, I'm not that secure. You know what I'm saying? You got some people who can say they can forget about stuff, but anything can happen in an argument at any time, and it's going to come up. And you can say that's mature, or I mean, you can say that's immature and say, well, I thought we talked about this. You can go through all the counseling in the world. But when you're laying next to that person, especially for us dudes, I know women probably, you know, feel the same way, but women look at it from an aspect of, did he really love this woman? As opposed to men, we're playing it in our minds that this dude was ravaging you. This dude had you in every way. And we kind of look at our significant other, our woman, as our property, and somebody's playing in our backyard. Because you got to think this dude was doing the dirtiest things. That's what's playing in my mind, at least. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through that situation where me and my ex-wife was separated, and I was like trying to. It's you can speculate whether you consider it simping or not when you're married. When you're simping at, in terms of with your wife. But I was going through the whole thing, begging her back and all this, and she was out doing her thing in the streets, heavy, you know, dealing with multiple dudes and all this stuff like that. And I was raising it, well, I wouldn't say I was raised. I was raising my kids. We had 3 sons, and I was taking care of them while she was doing her thing in the streets. And I was still, because I had this attachment to her, in my mind, I was still willing to basically just overlook that at the time. I'm thinking this in my mind. I'm going to overlook the fact that keep in mind, guys, the lines are open too. The link, if you guys want to get on real quick, I just want to let you guys know the link is it's pinned in the chat. If you guys want to get on, if you got any thoughts on the topic, feel free to call in. But I was, in my mind, I was like, yo, this is my wife, I want to be together. I don't want to break up my family and all this stuff like that. I don't care what happened, on some like extreme simp stuff. Then, like, obviously it wasn't meant to happen. You know what I'm saying? I start thinking, the more I start thinking about it, and she wasn't coming back, I'm just like, man, what I look like, man. These dudes was doing her dirty in these streets. You know what I'm saying? These dudes were doing her dirty in these streets. What do I look like laying next? Because my head would be on fire. I'm just imagining, like, laying next to your woman in bed at night, and you, even while y'all quote unquote could be making love, that flash goes through your mind. If y'all ever seen The Best Man, that movie The Best Man, with Morris Chestnut and Terrence Howard and a few other people, Neil Long and whatnot. When he was walking down the aisle, when he found out his girl was doing him, before they got married, though, obviously, with his best friend, she was sleeping with his best friend. He was having these like not flashbacks, but he was just imagining his best friend, doing his wife dirty. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I could come to terms with that. I think that's that's just too much pretending to me. You know what I'm saying? To get at the point where you can overlook that. But some people will say it's crazy. I can say it's crazy now, but I can also see from the standpoint of the heart wants what the heart wants. And you can say it's crazy, you can say it's simping, but you can talk to somebody all day. Because trust me, I talked to several people about when you're going through it, when you're in love and all this stuff like that. but the heart wants what the heart wants. You know what I'm saying? And you wonder why people do the things that they do, but supposedly love conquers all, man. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, love conquers all, but I don't think, when you get into that point where somebody's just a serial cheater and you get, just become a punching bag or somebody's doormat, you have to really think, like, is this really what I want for myself? You know what I'm saying? I see you, Sherwin, man. I'm about to bring you on here shortly. Um, is this really what I want for myself at the end of the day? You know what I mean? So I'm done talking with my thing. Let's bring on Sherwin here, see what we talking about. How you doing, brother? What's happening?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Oh, the greatest day of my life. Thanks for asking. What you got for me?
Man, I've been watching you for the last month.
Yes, sir.
Especially the videos you do with Kevin Samuel's reactions.
Yes, sir.
And brother, I love your responses. But to the topic at hand, I think that with the cheating thing, I think we misunderstand certain things. Because right now in today's society, women have gotten better at cheating than men.
Right.
And when men cheat, they get caught. The problem when men cheat and they get caught is they get kicked out of the house because they have nothing. I'm a father of 5.
Right.
And the one thing I learned was raise your women to be not independent, but be good women to the right man.
You talking about, when you say raise your women, what do you mean? You talking about your significant other or your daughters?
My daughters.
Okay,
I didn't get married until I was 42. And I've had opportunities the whole time, but I had to find the perfect woman, which is funny because I met my wife when she was 25 and
right.
I was 39.
Okay.
But she was raised by an old school father that taught her what she needed to know.
Right.
And when I got with her, I remember the first argument we were about to have. And I said, hey, we were at a party and I said, we need to leave. She didn't say anything. She got in the car. We argued in the car on the way home. I walked upstairs to her apartment and I left. And at 2:00 in the morning, she texted me and said, I understand what you mean. I apologize. But with the cheating thing, men cheat for sex.
Right.
Women cheat and it's emotional.
Absolutely.
So if a woman cheats, you're done. And it's sad because even one of the things I had there was a Facebook group where they said what's easier to come back from, a man cheating or a woman cheating? It's easier to come back from a man cheating.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
a man will tell you, yo, it was what it was. When a woman cheats, she gives everything that she gives you and then a little bit more. And you're like, why didn't you do that with me?
Exactly.
So it's like, even I bring up stuff from the Bible where men had multiple wives.
Right.
Where everybody knew what their place was, because your first wife would be like, okay, I'm not having sex with you every day, so you get that wife, and that's gonna be her duty. Her duty is to cook. This wife's duty is to clean, and we work together. That's why I say things are different. We in America, they've made things so bad that if you keep broadcasting sex on all platforms, it makes it easy to go out and get it.
Right.
But yeah, brother, you bringing out a lot of things, and I love the way you bring it out. First of all, man, when you talk about your family and things like that, man, I love to see a strong black man taking care of his family and also giving perspectives, because all women ain't right and they ain't wrong, and all men aren't right and they ain't wrong. We just have to learn how to talk to people. With my wife, I told her everything up front.
Right.
She said, let's spend a week together before we were even living together. She said, let's spend a week together. Let's see how it works out.
Right.
We sat down and talked about our likes, our dislikes. Because at that point in time, you decide if you want to get all the way in with it.
Right.
And I think that's the whole thing. Sometimes attraction causes you to get into something because at that moment you like, yo, I'm trying to dig into this.
Right.
But then you have to figure out, okay, what about tomorrow and the next day? But that's all, brother.
Yeah. So no issues with the infidelity part though.
Infidelity up front, if you tell somebody that you gonna sleep with somebody else,
right,
you either take it or leave it. And I think we're so against telling somebody up front, look, this is what I like, and are you in or you out?
Yeah.
And if you tell them up front, then you don't take away. We've learned to take away choices. Before, men took away choices from women.
Right.
But now women are taking it away from men because they're so good at cheating. They don't leave trails.
Right.
So it's like, and I tell people, if a woman cheats on a man, she guts him.
Yes.
This is why God took the rib of Adam and gave it to Eve. She protects his heart.
Right.
So he has nothing protecting him. So when she cheats, it's gut wrenching for him.
Right.
And I've been cheated on. It didn't bother me. I'm like, leave me alone. Give me 3 days. And they're like, okay, after 3 days, are you going to get back with me? I'm like, no, you cheated on me. I said, I tell women, I'm like, you got an innie, I have an Audi.
Right.
My Audi, I can wash off. Your
Right,
innie,
right.
somebody else was in there, and I can't do it. And a lot of people will say, well, that's wrong. If she forgave you for cheating, and not my wife, I've never cheated on my wife.
Right.
But they're like, if she forgave you for cheating, why wouldn't you forgive her for cheating? I'm like, it's different. It is a whole different connection. When you talk about spirits connecting and everything like that, is way different.
Absolutely.
And it's like you could feel, and as a man, you could understand when you with that woman, even after cheating, and you brought up the best man, you're always gonna see that. You can't get past that. It's a mental, and it's a mental thing. It's like, you know, is that's where you're stuck at. And we just need to do a better job of communicating man to woman in the beginning. Don't wait and find things out about each other during the course of time. Break it down in the beginning. This is what I like, this is what I don't like. And if y'all can handle it, then move forward. If not, then be like, okay, we're just going to do this for this one time and go away. It's as simple as that.
Comes with, but that should come with age, because I noticed you said you met your wife at 39, but you didn't get married. You was with her for 3 years before you got married. So,
yes, sir.
But would you say that younger people really don't know what they want? Like that's kind of like why you got married. That's what kind of like why you got married later.
I got married later because women kept asking me to get married, and I'm like, no, because I don't want a woman to ask me. It's my job to ask you.
Right.
And if you're asking me, it's because I feel like there's an ulterior motive behind it.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, I want to find the person, and I'll tell you, with my wife, the first time I saw her and I asked about her, I said, I'm going to marry her.
Right.
But I didn't start dating her until 2 years later.
Wow.
Because I went out of town to work at another job, but when I came back, I was like, yeah, she's mine. And it wasn't no game or anything. You talk to people, you get to know them and stuff like that. And you realize, you know what? This is who I want as my wife. And she was young.
Right.
And I was like, this is who I want, because I don't want to fight somebody my age that's already been through history and had their own stuff going on. Right. I want somebody that's willing to listen. Am I wrong sometimes? Hell yeah.
Right.
Men are wrong, but a woman that knows how to tell a man that he's wrong without pissing him off
Yeah. Yeah.
gets a lot further, a lot faster.
Right.
And that's the one you want when she needs to calm you down and be like, okay, okay, you know what? And she make you look her in her eye to calm you down in a bad situation and things like that. You want somebody, if you die, you don't have to worry about nothing. She's taking
Right.
care of everything in the house. You
Indeed.
know, and I was talking to a financial advisor today, and he said, so if something happened to you, you would want your wife to take everything. And I said, hell yeah. I said, because she ain't trying to divorce me to take half of my stuff. So yeah, she can have it.
Right.
You know, and you got to know this stuff up front, to be honest.
Absolutely.
But I don't want to take up from your other callers,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. No worries.
I enjoyed talking to you, brother.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on, sharing your insight, brother. You know, we'll talk soon.
Oh, definitely. Thank you, sir.
No worries. God willing.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So y'all heard the brother there. You know, that's another reason why. And even in my case, I think I said this for those of you who haven't really watched a lot of, you know, some of my videos, my older OG subscribers, you know, but I kind of broke it down on when I did a interview with O'Shea last week, where when you get married at a young age and you really don't know what you want and you start getting attention from other women and you start seeing all these other women and the temptation is all around you and you're like, oh man, this one, and same thing for women. This goes for both of them. And you're like, the person that you're with, it just becomes normal. It just becomes familiarity. It just becomes familiar, just like you guys become bona fide roommates sometimes, especially when you get married as young. I got married as a teenager. I was like, what, 19 years old when I got married. So you can only imagine. I was just a kid. She was a kid. So, you know, it I'm not perfect. So I'll say that straight up. Unlike the brother that was just on just now, he got married at what some would say is a good age. He was 39. He said he knew that this was going to be his wife way ahead of time based upon all that. And he had women approaching him. So he already experienced like all of manhood for the most part. And some people say you don't actually become, as far as men goes, you don't reach your full potential until you're 40. That's what some say. You know, I'm looking forward to it. You know, I'm a couple years away myself, but obviously this man has already sold his royal oats, so to speak, and he's done all those things. So he got to the point where he came across this woman who was much younger than him, not too much. I believe he said she was 26. I can't remember, 26, 29, but definitely a good age where she may be willing to listen. Oh, there's the homie Grace. I'm about to pull her on. We about to get a different perspective here, you know. But you know, definitely you have a younger woman that is with the older guy who may be established, is able to mold her. She's able to listen if she's willing to, and he's already at that point where he's already done all those things, you know, as far as experiencing, you know, all the sexual endeavors that he wanted to enjoy at a younger age. You know what I mean? So I'm about to bring the homie Grace on real quick, though. I'm interested to hear her perspective on these things. I know we got some things going on, so let's see what's happening. Grace, talk to me. What's up with you?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing? Live from Miami. What's good?
Exactly, man. Live from Miami. I have a take on this subject right here.
Let's hear it. I know you got something for me. Yeah.
Actually, mine is really simple because I'm old school. Like
Right.
I hear a lot of people, give what I call their excuses, but I do not believe in cheating at all. I think it's pointless. I think you're rationalizing bad behavior. I think you excuse your own psychology about it. It's just, for me, morally, it's completely wrong. Like,
Right.
if you're gonna do that, just break up.
Right.
Like, if you feel that attracted to another person, that it would make you do what you talked about earlier when you said make a commitment. Your
Right.
eyes are never gonna stop seeing attractive people,
Right.
but you make a commitment to yourself and to the person that you're with that you're going to be true to this relationship and you're going to give it your all. And commitments are about, for me, they're about, like, okay, you may not be the happiest right now, but you're going to push through that, the hard times in a in
Mm-hmm.
a in a relation. I've never been married,
Mm-hmm.
so I imagine that in a marriage you don't always feel like, some people, like, I have a friend of mine, this guy at work, he's so funny. He told me years ago that there was like a 5-year period where he didn't even feel like he was in love with his wife.
Right.
And I was like, what?
Right.
And he told me he don't know what happened, but all of a sudden he fell back in love with her. And he said for 5 years he thought about it all the time, like
Yeah.
cheating. And I was like, why didn't you? And he was like, because I thought about, back then I didn't know anything about the red pill or
Right.
like
Right.
or anything, So he's like, he was telling me there's a song Cheaper to Keep Her or something like that.
Yeah.
But he said, I don't know what happened. It was like something happened. It was like a fake ass hurricane that came over here.
Right. Right. Right.
And how we like spend a lot of time together again and make each other laugh again. And I'm like, wow, look at that. Look at that. This man almost stepped out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he told me he didn't. I can't attest to that.
Right.
But
Right.
I know if I was married or if I was in a committed relationship, I wouldn't do that because I don't see no excuse. I can't look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh, yep, yep, yep. I just gave the perfect reason why I cheated.
Right.
I I don't see no reason.
What do you
Not a
think?
not a good one anyway. There's a lot of what's
What do
up.
you What do you think causes people to step out and cheat? What do you think? What do you think causes that? If they, I'm just saying from the people. Obviously, you're in a committed relationship. What do you think causes them to do that instead of just saying, "I don't want to be with you. I'm gonna go about my business or whatever." What do you think causes that?
Um, there's no one reason for me. It's
Right.
like a double, it's like a double thing here. Like, I've thought about that before, and I think half of it is that there's something about your two energies that that person is being turned off by at the moment.
Mm.
And then there's also just absolute selfishness,
Right.
like somebody just wanting to put their hand in the cookie jar,
Mm.
you know, without regard to how you feel, without
Right.
regard to any commitment, anything that you might deserve, or even foreseeing how the house of cards will fall later. Like, they just
Right.
don't care, you know. Or,
So you don't.
sometimes there's people that feel like you're just that dumb. Seriously. Like, sometimes I tell men all the time, like, yo, watch how much emotionality sometimes you put into a woman because you're giving her ammunition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like women always claim that they want a guy crazy about her, this and this and that. Like, you may want that, but you want that from the guy that won't give it to you.
Right.
Women need to be honest, because if a guy was like that, he's literally like, you could do anything to him.
Exactly.
He doesn't have a spine. He'll be like, okay, baby, we could work it out. After she don't been with 3 or 4 dudes, it's like you just said your story. You had to be like, hold up,
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, it's like, me personally, I can't see myself knowing that I know this is gonna sound silly. Maybe some people out there is gonna understand me,
Right.
but I know how I am. Like, I am okay with accepting the fact that you've been with somebody before me.
Right.
Obviously, you're of age, but I can't accept you being with somebody during or afterwards and thinking that there will be a reversal, like coming back. Like,
Right.
I can't do that. It bothers every fiber of my being. Like, I can't, you know, to know that you've had exes and obviously you was intimate with those exes. That's okay.
Yeah.
But once I come in the picture, you know what I'm saying? To me, there should be nothing else that exists after
Mm-hmm.
me. It's just only
Absolutely.
me. That's it. If anything exists after me, I don't care how this sounds to anybody. That's just how I think. That's just how I feel. Like, I don't
Mm.
see you no more the way I used to
Right.
if I know there is someone that came in that, they infiltrated. Like
Infiltrated.
I
There
don't,
you go.
I don't see you. Yeah, I don't see you the same no more. I don't. I don't. I may still feel love for you, but like when you look at somebody with reverence and you look at somebody like wow, you look up to that person.
Yeah.
You feel like there's somebody of some sort of higher character. I can't do that anymore, and I'm big on character. I'm huge
Absolutely.
character.
Yeah.
Like for me, top two traits in anybody I date is humility and character. Like, you know what I'm saying? Period.
Hmm.
Over anything. Like
Right.
I know that I do not believe I am with the type of person that will stab me in the back. I have to believe that because if you betray me from something like that, then you pulled off a really good betrayal. You
Mm.
pulled off a really good one. Because if I believed at any moment that I can't trust you,
Right.
you wouldn't be able to betray me because
Exa-
I see you with binoculars from far away. Which
mm.
for me, I'm thinking, why am I even with you then? You know? Mm.
So
Question I ask my friends all the time when they say, "Oh, I don't trust him. Or I don't trust her." I'm like, "Well, why are you with them?"
exactly. It
I've
it
trusted people to an extent before, and they betray me. I've experienced betrayal, but it's like my mom says: when somebody betrays you, you know what I'm saying? You're not the stupid one. They are
exactly.
because they right because they were given something. They were given something. They were saying, "Here's confidence in your character. Here's the confidence. I believe that you won't do X, Y, and Z."
Hmm.
And you let them go out there and you let them do whatever they want because people always talk about, oh, freedom this, freedom that. I don't want somebody who's breathing down my neck. I don't want somebody controlling me. Okay, I ain't never controlled nobody in my life,
Right.
nor
Right.
the desire to.
Right.
So talk a good talk, like you somebody who out here wearing the strongest character possible that a human could have.
Hmm.
You know, only to find out that you are not deserving of that trust. So you know what that is? You got to trust yourself that you're willing to walk away from somebody who abuses that.
Mm.
Period. Not make yourself look dumb afterwards. You don't do that because now you're teaching that person that you're really not serious. There's no
Absolutely.
consequence to like them betraying you. That's crazy. Betrayal is a very serious offense.
I
Very,
take it seriously too. Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah. So I'm sorry, but whoever on here, they from that gang where they feel like, oh, you don't know everybody's situation. I don't have to know everybody's situation. For me, it's a matter of morality, man. Where's your morals? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not perfect, and thus far, I've never cheated on anybody in my life.
Mm.
Just don't see a reason. I don't see why. But I'm like funny acting though. Like when I don't want to be bothered, I'm not gonna be bothered.
Right. I'm not
Like
gonna be bothered. If I don't want to be bothered, I'm not gonna be.
like that. I don't know. Like I'm just funny like that. I figured
Yeah.
it's come on now. You sleep 8 hours a day. You probably commute 1 hour if you're lucky. You eat and you sleep. How much free time outside of working out is something you like to do you really have? That
Mm-hmm.
seeing a whole entire human being that is not your girlfriend or your boyfriend, wife, spouse, whatever. Like
Right.
if you about your paper, let me tell you, if you about your paper like I'm about my paper,
Right.
I, I don't see no point. Like I really
Right.
don't. If I'm making an effort to come see about you, that means you have entered my mind. You have
Right.
entered my mental. Because you gotta understand, like y'all say, oh, when women cheat is emotional. Yeah, you right. But that means that guy got her mind first. You have to understand that because women are just not gonna give you emotion for no reason. Like that's
Mm.
not the way we're wired. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, you're
With
right.
women, it's like you gotta, you know, this dude told me one time he thought he was a player, right? He thought he was a pimp.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
told me one time, there is some truth to what I'm about to say. Like sometimes people feel like when they want to be in control in a relationship, that the way to do it is, always get to a woman's heart, take her heart, take her. And he's like, no, 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 no. When you got her mind, you could get her to do anything. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying? And
Facts.
that's yeah, and that yeah, I'm telling you, you watch Forensic Files, you, you could
Yep.
manipulate for somebody to commit murder for you.
Yep.
You know, and if a man really want to come in and he want to take a woman's mind that's married, at that point ain't nothing really you could do, because once that mind is gone, them emotions follow, and when the emotions follow, that whole body is given to that
That's
man.
that's right.
That's that's just the way it works. And I'm telling you, women not gonna sit up there on the phone and, you know, for nothing. It's because you look where the phone at, in her ear, where her ear, by her brain.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take in all them words, and your brain is thinking about what are you being told. Somebody at your house ain't telling you you beautiful. That person on that phone is telling you you beautiful. You know, something so simple like that. That means that person you married is very into emotional things. Somewhere in that person's life, they're not getting it. And that's
Mm.
like a deep need for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Maybe you and that person's energy is not vibing at the time, and
Right.
they lost all logic. You know what I'm saying? They're not thinking, man, if I give this guy on the phone the time of day, you know, this could be the end of my whole life right here, right now. They ain't thinking about that, because
Nah.
they being entertained. You know,
Living in
they
the moment. Yeah.
exactly they're not thinking about the losses. But anyway, like I'm not gonna talk you to death. Like I definitely don't believe in that at all. For me, there's no going back from that, because you said that you gonna be actors, right? You're gonna be like two actors in the house.
Yeah.
You cheat on me, I already know your days are numbered. I already know, because every day I think of an extra detail. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Every
Yeah.
day I'm thinking about what you said to me 5 days ago when I found out, and now I'm still trying to connect dots. You know what I'm saying? And then every day I'm thinking about different, like I could just imagine if that happened to me. That never did, but I already know it's over, bro. It's over.
Yeah.
It's
So you
over.
don't.
Even
So
if
let
it
me.
ain't over right away, it's
So
over.
so let me ask you this. You don't
So
think
that's
that
my take on it.
you don't believe in like the heat of the moment or a moment of passion or a moment of weakness. You don't believe in any of that. I already heard your answer, but I'm just asking you. You know.
If you
Hey.
said, "Do I believe in it?" As in, do I know it happens? Yeah, I know it happens, but you know what? Think about it. You opening up a door right there.
Yeah.
You opening up. You cannot come to me with an answer like that.
Right.
If I come at you about somebody that I know you cheated on me with,
Right.
and your answer to me is something like what you just said, number one, I'm gonna lose all respect for you in an instant. Like in the blink of an eye, I'm gonna lose respect for you, because I'm grown, and you really looking at me like I got the word fool written across my forehead. Like it's okay to succumb to your impulses, a grown ass man or woman,
Yeah.
and just dive right in.
Just
And
dive in.
and later on, that's what you think that you're gonna tell me, and I'm gonna eat it up like the Cookie Monster.
Mm.
Nah, that's
Cause they say that they be like,
no, man.
"Yo, it was the heat of the moment." They be like, "It was a moment of passion. It was the heat of the moment."
What
You
heat of the
know,
moment? How you even got? No, see, I'm getting mad already. What heat of the moment? How? You don't just fall on the P.
that's right.
You don't just fall on the D. You're not gonna sit up here and brain wrestle with me over something like that when it happens. You're not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not 20 years old. So
Hmm.
no, get out of here. I don't want to hear that. I mean, you're gonna have to do better than that. Like
Right.
I would look at you like you is a plum D fool if you come at me like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can't defend the indefensible. You can't.
Mm.
You just can't. I mean, that's something that has no defense, nothing at all. That's why I wish that we did have moral court.
Moral
You can
court.
take your ex-girlfriend to moral
Yeah.
court and be like, Yana, please tell her that she was wrong for what she did. Because sometimes it's amazing how people have to be told by other people, like, yo, you
Yeah.
was wrong.
Yeah.
You notice they have their friend girls. Oh yeah, girl, who cares? how he feels. He ain't doing this, he ain't doing that. But they got the little yes man friends. They're not gonna that one friend and say, I'm that one friend. I
Yeah.
am that person. I would tell you, girl, I don't care what he did. That ain't right. You married.
Right.
Like, and stop telling all your friends anyway what the hell you going through with your husband like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a huge turn off to me. Like, why you talking to everybody about what you going through with your
Exactly.
man? Like, talk to your man. Like, if he's not abusing you, you know, where you have to call somebody and be like, hey, this is happening to me. I need help. Like, I really don't see where you should break the confines and
Right.
sanctities of a marriage.
Total
Mm-mm,
agreement.
because you could change the opinion of neighbor. Your neighbor would not look at you like you a whole butthole. And then they don't even know the whole side of the story.
Right.
I know a couple right now that's married. That's married that their whole marriage is a joke to me. A whole joke. I don't think they know what it is to be married. Number one, they're very young, you know, they're 22 and 25. I know you
Mm.
got married young, but
Yeah.
it's like when you see the way they handle their marriage though, however, you could see their mental is not really understanding fully.
Yeah.
Like one of them call themselves breaking up with the other one. And I'm like, how you breaking up? You are married. There's no breaking up. Like, and I just found that to be very funny, you know?
Somebody told me to ask you this, but I think you already explained this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Ask her if she cheated. Would she try to work it out with her significant other? In my opinion, I think she would say she would leave to backtrack and defend her previous statement.
So, okay, that person said that I would leave and backtrack
Yeah.
to defend my previous statement.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's exactly what I'm getting ready to say, but listen, all truth here. If I cheated on somebody and I got caught, my I would be so ashamed of myself. I would want to stick my head in the sand like an ostrich. And I don't think I would bother that person about being with me because I wouldn't I wouldn't deserve them. I would
Right.
tell them, listen, I love you. I would love if you came back, but I know what I did. I know
Right.
what I mean, for me to feel as strongly as I feel about it, of course that everything applies to me. Like I wouldn't even be able to look at myself in the mirror. I yelled at my dog one time, my little dog, and I was upset with myself about it for months
Right.
because his little feelings was hurt.
Yeah.
I'm just not that type of person that go around hurting people like that. I'm not. I'm very big on morals. When I say I'm very big, top, 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 top flight.
Understood. I got
You
you.
understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I would be one of them people that just go disappear and leave you alone and go lick my wounds because I would feel too ashamed to even ask you to go back with somebody who literally like, you know, pooped on you.
Wow.
I would be too, yeah, I wouldn't, how do I even build my case?
Right.
Like,
No,
I
I
wouldn't
see.
know how to. I seriously wouldn't know how to. How do you start that conversation?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I cheated on you, but no, I know I did what I did, but it won't happen again. Like, and in my mind, I'm thinking, how is this person supposed to believe me that it won't happen again? How can
Yeah.
I, how can I make their mind rest and their spirit trust? You know, for me, it's a bigger compliment to be like, Grace, I trust you, than be like, Grace, I love you. I don't care about Grace, I love you. I don't care about that. I care about all the things that I find honor, like that, this sort of thing, like honor, like
Mm-hmm.
respect, trust, accountability.
Right.
These kind of things mean the world to me. You know, for you to look me in my eye and I know you told me the truth because I know your character, and you look at me like that because you know my character. My two best friends in this whole wide world, the one of the biggest compliments they ever gave me. Shout out to retired Sergeant Bridget Walker's my best friend in the whole wide world in Atlanta, Georgia. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
She told me one time, she was like, you know, Grace, I know that if my girl walked in the room naked, I know that you're gonna put your head down. And I said, that's right.
Mm.
That's exactly who I am. So ain't no way. I wouldn't respect myself. I would feel like I don't even deserve to have a freaking girlfriend or a boyfriend or anybody. I would
Yeah,
have to really check myself into a damn mental hospital.
I got you. But yo, Grace, I appreciate you tuning in. You know, you provided some good information and good insight. You know what I'm saying? Always appreciated as usual. Shout out to you. This is our first time doing a live together. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So
Hey, man, listen, I'm not trying to go off topic, but you've been making me laugh a lot lately.
I'm
You
glad.
know, you know why.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and I want you to know, man, I'm one of those people that whatever you say, you know, I got love for you. I don't never get upset about that
Right.
stuff. Like
Yeah.
my attitude is great over that because I keep telling you, one day you got to have me on to explain the size of the stories about
Um,
my lifestyles, you
yeah.
know, issues with the same type of women
Yeah.
you deal with.
I'm
Like
definitely gonna have you on so we can talk about that.
I'm stuck in a real quick. I feel like I'm stuck in a vortex. Like like
Yeah.
like I don't belong anywhere. You know,
Nah, I got you. Yeah,
like
that'll be an
like the red
interesting.
pill community don't respect what women go through with other, like, you know, like they
Yeah.
really don't. They feel like you will never understand, and it's like, man, how do I make them know
Yeah.
that I do understand? You know,
Yeah.
and I don't belong in the crew with Shira 7-1 and all them delusional ass. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm just like, I'm just a lone ranger, and I'm just like, damn, what the hell? But
Yeah.
anyway, thank you for
Yeah.
having me on, man. It's
Yeah.
finally taught me.
I'm gonna text you though so we can set that up.
Yeah, for sure, man. Have a
All
good
right.
show, and I appreciate all your content. Been a big fan for a while now. You know that.
Oh, absolutely.
All
All
right,
right.
man.
We'll talk to you soon, Grace. Peace.
All right.
All right. So shout out to Grace once again. I appreciate her tuning in. I'm about to bring my next special guest on here in a second. Hopefully, she's got a good signal here. I see you over there on also observer melanin. I see you on there. So this young lady, you know, has a pretty sure got some good content here coming up, and you know, we'll definitely add. Well, I guess she just dropped off. Yo, I was just about to click the button to add her on. You know, I'm just texting her. I was just about to add her on. It's about to add you. Okay, there she is. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Bianca, what's happening? I was just about to add you and you just disappeared. How's your signal?
It's getting better. Forgive me. You might have to
Okay.
bear with me.
Okay. I can hear you. I can hear you. Pretty sure everybody else can hear you if I can hear you. But I'm glad you could make it this evening. Um, how's everything?
I'm still on vacay.
Okay.
Everything's good.
Okay. Okay. So you know, obviously the topic tonight, what we're talking about, and I know me and you have we've discussed this similarly on IG when we did our little live on IG.
About
So
people cheating.
yeah, about cheating, and you know, I know you just tuning in, so you really didn't watch when we were talking about it, and I kind of gave my spill on it. So
You
just
you went
just
in and
in
out.
you said I'm going in and out. Can you
Yeah,
hear
you
me?
went in and out.
No, I was saying
But I want to make sure I hear you.
yeah, I was saying that basically well, the same subject we were talking about from your experience, do you feel after there's infidelity in a relationship or a marriage that it can ever go back to normal?
After someone cheats,
Yeah,
oh no, I don't think it can go back. Once you violate somebody, you can forgive them. You can do all of that, but the reality of it is, it doesn't subtract the fact that you got memories,
right,
and that's going to come up. So it's always going to change the dynamics because you're going to be fighting with yourself to not allow that to play a role in your future decisions when it comes to dealing with that person.
right. So you feel
You
that
know,
So you feel like most people they'll end
So
up.
even though you forgive them
Go
and
ahead. Go
you
ahead.
try to do better, you still are going to have thoughts that they did X, Y, Z to you. Huh?
I think there's a
So even
delay.
if you forgive them, you're still going to have thoughts that they did something to you, and it still may bring back hurt and pain at
Right.
some point, and that's going to take time.
Right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly. I don't know if there's a delay on your
Can
end, but
you
I
hear
can hear you
me?
perfectly. Yeah.
You can't?
I can. I can. I can hear
I'm
you.
trying to find a seat.
Yo. Yeah. So if you, so I don't know if it might be the signal, but
Okay, I'm finding a seat here.
so basically
You can't?
you're kind of saying the same.
Okay, good.
You were kind of saying, yeah,
So,
it's a hell of a delay.
but I do believe that you can overcome when someone cheats. The signal? Okay.
Go ahead.
What was your other question?
What I was saying was, what do you think cause? Because I'm in agreement with you with what you're saying. What do you think causes someone to cheat in a committed relationship?
What was your question?
What do you think causes someone to cheat in a committed relationship?
Well, I never cheated, but I believe what causes people to cheat is that they are trying to feel some type of, they feel that they are missing something or some type of. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My signal's bad.
Yeah, we could probably have to cut it short, Bianca, because
Can you hear me?
yeah, it's a big delay. So we're gonna have to cut it short because it's like a huge delay. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we'll uh
Fruit juice?
we'll wrap it up later.
No fresh? Okay,
All
water.
right. I'm gonna have to
You can't hear me, can you?
yeah, it's a huge delay. So I'm gonna have to wrap it up. And we'll talk later. Because it's like a
So
real
I
bad
was saying, usually people cheat because they feel empty. Huh? Yeah. I'm sorry.
yeah. I'm gonna have to yeah, there we go. Sorry about that, Bianca. The lag was just too much. So
What's up? How's
hey,
it
how you
going,
doing,
man?
brother? What's happening with you?
Great, great, good podcast. I think I was in a 23-year relationship with a
Okay.
woman that just would not let me go, no matter. Man, I can't even count how many times I went out on a limb with other women. I've even had women come to her house and say, "Yeah, he's with me. I want him." I'm telling you, man, she was very patient. She was always there. She passed away in 2018 from breast cancer, unfortunately.
Mm,
And I met her in 95,
right.
right? And she would not let me go. And I knew no matter what I did, how many times I went out and messed around, she was always there and took me back.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me some years to appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's why I was telling the brothers in the chat, there's women that are madly in love with men, and there's nothing you can do to let them go. She did not let me go. And she
Mm-hmm.
even told me, listen, I've had cousins and friends try to backdoor me with her. She was a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
That's why I always came back. And she would tell me, but she would also say, I don't want you going to jail. I don't want you getting hurt. I'm just telling you
Mm-hmm.
that such and such made a pass at me. And I just want you to let you know where some of your friends and family stand with you.
Right.
And but it's crazy when men do it, it's from selfishness. It's the fact that it's just in you to conquer women. It's the excitement, it's
Right.
the arrogance. you were arrogant about it. You know, hey, back in my 20s, dude, I was an athlete. I lift weights. You know what I'm saying? I got my share of women, and
Right.
in my 30s as well. And I'm 51 now, dude. And I'm telling you, even in my 40s, but I slowed down in my 40s because I started understanding myself and women.
Right.
And it wasn't, you know, it grows out of it. And right now, dude, I'm in the DR right now as we speak.
That's my second home, but go ahead.
Hey man, I got a bad young chick over here that's down for whatever. And now that this is out of me, man, I felt like, well, I got a second chance to be with a woman that's beautiful. When
Right.
we walk through the door, heads are turned, she's attractive, she's smart, all of that, disciplined, honest. But dude, I was a straight whore, man. It's nothing to be proud of either.
Right.
But the facts are that, like I told that one chick, you got to listen to George Clinton. See, they ain't grow up with all that real music. Why must I feel like that? Why must I chase the cat? Nothing but the dog.
Dog in me.
And it's, I mean, that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
one thing that you would tell these younger men, obviously, I wouldn't have thought you was in your 50s. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm 51. I'll be 52 in November.
Man, yeah. So one thing you would, so with time, you said you got all that out your system. I think you were saying that.
Oh yeah.
What age did you realize that that really wasn't what it was?
You know, God is gonna send that one woman,
right,
that's bad, got everything physically, but y'all just don't mesh mentally. I dealt with this one chick for 8 years that she knew about her. She called her.
Right.
My chick that passed away, and it still worked out. I left her for my chick, especially when I found out she had cancer.
Right.
So, but the chick today still calls me because she can't find a man that she thinks that I am. But we not the type. I'm not the type of guy. So I say about 46.
Okay, a few years ago.
46.
Then.
Yeah. It hit me to say, you know what, man, you a complete asshole. You're a complete asshole. You need to stop. Fortunately, I go get regular checkups. I haven't had any diseases.
Right.
But dude, it's something about you being that attractive guy that your selfishness, your arrogance, you're just gonna talk to women.
Right.
And if you click with them, hey man, it is what it is. You go on and smash them and think nothing of it. Dude, if she knew half the women I smashed, dude, she would have shot me dead. She would have shot me dead. I tell you, I'm probably taking 80% of it, 90% of it to the grave. You know what I'm saying? But and you laughing because I know you probably was in the same predicament, right?
Yeah, I haven't been like that. I'm a late bloomer, man. So, you know, I spent most of my adult life married, and I've been divorced for, you might as well say, 7 years. You know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
You know, I haven't, maybe I'm not in the right location, but I haven't, I know what it's like, and I just won't smash anything. Like some dudes just go all out. Like it really, you know, you really got to. I'm not saying you did.
I didn't.
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you did.
Bro, back in the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s, man, it was a lot. Women mindset now and back then, totally different.
Right.
These women, they moving like dudes. They thinking like dudes. Yeah. Back then, women were women. They listened to love songs instead of all this raunchy rap. Right. Women didn't listen to rap like that. My girl listened to Tony Braxton, Whitney. She listened. It was so many women to listen to. You didn't need to listen as a woman. You didn't need to listen to rap.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But now these young guys, man, it's tough out here. It's tough to even comment about how they should move.
Right.
All I can say is you do what you do, and eventually it's going to catch up with you. And you have to accept it, live your life the way you need to live it. And hey, I mean, you don't have no regrets. It's your life. You can't change any of it. You can't change any of it. But yeah, we didn't never get married. We stayed together for 23. I didn't need to get married too. I told her we've been together longer than most married couples would ever do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. 23 years. Yeah, that's a long time.
And she, I'm telling you, man, she loved me like no other woman could love me. I could not do no wrong. There was a woman knocked at my door. She was there, and the chick told everything, and she was like, well, which one you going with? You staying with me or you going with her? And I told her, well, honey, you got to leave because I didn't even invite you over to knock on my door. You hear me?
I think at some point it become a competition for women too. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
But I'm gonna tell you something. And most of these women were just as attractive. A lot of them, she was Indian, so she didn't have that great of a body. She was mixed with Indian. But her face and everything else about her kept me in the game with her. But it was some women, man, that had some show-stopping bodies, booming bodies. They were nice, but I just didn't have the history that I had with her. I didn't have the comfort zone that I had with her. I didn't have the trust and the honesty that I had with her. So I couldn't throw that away because I knew it wasn't this. She was just it, man. I'm a Scorpio. She was a Pisces. I read up on the Zodiac. That is the soulmate of each other. Bros, y'all got to get into that too, because some of those Zodiac sign traits are true. I could not shake this woman. And it said, that is it. That woman there, the Pisces and the Scorpio man, y'all are the best fit. Y'all soulmates forever. And it went out. It played out like that. So it is what it is.
I agree with you because I didn't really believe in that Zodiac stuff, but I got two baby mamas I got two baby mamas that's Virgos. I've always matched up with Virgo. I'm a Capricorn, so that's our other half is the Virgo. So, and my signs as a Capricorn, it's like that's like reading me verbatim when I read all that. So I try not to believe in that stuff, but just man, it's crazy, man. But I'm gonna read this to you, man. I think this brother got a question for you. I'm gonna answer it as well, and then I got another caller here, but he says, what is your advice on trying to keep that dog in you on collar when you are in a committed relationship with a 1-year-old son? I wasn't ready to be a dad, but I want to give the family life a chance instead of not trying.
Hey, man.
Shout out to Alan Webb.
That's a good question. It's up to you, man. It's up to you to say every day you live your life.
He's 32, by the way. He's 32, but go ahead.
Okay, well, you young. Hey, if y'all not, you might as well marry if you got the son with her, and then that gives you more. I think that gives you a little more incentive to not mess around, because if you wear your ring, you can use that as an excuse to say, hey, I'm married, I'm happy, I'm good. You have to tell yourself inside your mind you don't want to do it.
Right.
Back then, man, it was so many love songs, and man, we was out there bad, and it was just easy to get women versus now, man. I think men got a tougher time now.
I agree.
Snatching up women than it was back then, because women were feminine and just nice. And
I agree.
Now I think it's a different thing. So I think, man, you have to tell yourself within yourself that you just say no.
Right.
You just say no. Just like if you stop smoking weed, you stop drinking, that's a day-to-day thing. Anytime you can backslide. And that's the same with women.
Yep.
You have to tell yourself, hey, man, I ain't gonna do it. No. I mean, it looked nice, it looked good, but you have to respect the fact that you have grown with somebody, and you have to value that. I think you have to value her, your son, yourself, and say, hey, I'm just going to be in it for us.
Right.
And once you get at that, that's half the battle right there. I mean, Now, I didn't have that mentality. I was just, I don't know. It seemed like, man, the more I did it, the more she loved me. So it was like, it was crazy, man, for real. It was crazy.
That's
That's all.
I can
But
agree,
yeah,
man.
good podcast, man. I like the title, and I had to get on here and tell my
Yeah,
story, man, because I think it's very unique. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not proud to be a whore. You know what's funny? Before I left home, my mom said, "You ain't nothing but a whore." I
Oh
kid you
man,
not. That's what's
yeah,
sick about this. And I was like, you know what? I need to really settle down. I need to settle down. But I
right,
don't really run to women now. I don't chase women.
yeah,
I don't be out there bad.
yeah. I hear you,
Yeah.
brother. Well,
It
I
gets out of your
appreciate the
system
wisdom,
after
man.
a while.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I appreciate it,
All
man. We
right,
gonna
bro.
talk soon, though.
Yep. Yep.
God willing.
Take it easy. All
All right,
right.
peace. I'm about to bring you on, Mr. KP, but to answer the brother's question here, Alan Webb, in my opinion, if you trying to keep that dog in on the collar, on the leash or whatever, and you got a relationship with a 1-year-old, you got to ask yourself, man, what are you gonna get out of it? And with this woman, do you love this woman that you with at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? This one that you got a 1-year-old son with, do you see yourself being with her? You know what I mean? Is this something serious, or did you just knock up somebody you just met? You know what I mean? Like, and what's more important to you? Is it sleeping with a bunch of women, or is it having a family dynamic? You 32, you're still young. So you have to ask yourself that at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And if you are in a committed relationship with this woman, and how serious is it? You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get into a relationship with her, or a serious relationship, or even a marriage, and then you still, you know, succumbing to these things, especially a marriage at this point. So if that's what you're leaning towards, something like that. But think about your child. I don't know what he said as far as marrying her, at this point. That's questionable, because you only gave a little bit of information, in my estimation. But you have to be bone cold honest with yourself and her, because if it's something that you're still gonna be doing, that never really leaves you. It's always gonna be around, that feeling. It's just about how is it gonna affect her, how is it gonna affect your family dynamic at the end of the day. And that's the only thing I can really say, man. You know what I'm saying? What do you want more? What's more important to you? And what are you gonna get out of sleeping with a bunch of women? I did a video on that a while back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not going to bring you peace. Yeah, it's good for bragging rights, good for memories, and for all this stuff, but that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So, you said I'll give you more info. Okay, cool. All right, Mr. KP, what's happening? You there? Yes, sir. How's that internet? Everything good over there? I don't know. Something must be up with your internet, man. You know what I'm saying? Check back in when you got
I used to be
everything.
in the
When you
house,
got everything. Hello?
and you get to a certain age. I was dated for 4 years to a young lady. She was a couple years younger than me, and she went on to do her
Can you
stuff as
speak
far
up
as a
some?
residency. She's in. Oh, you hear me now?
Speak up a little bit more.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Can
can
you
hear
hear me
you.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, the echo in my room. All right, so I'm 39, in the same age range as yourself. Well, pretty much what the caller previously said is true. Is that part of you as a man, even when you get in your 30s, you're trying to realize, because people judge you from a perspective, from distance, when they realize you get early, trying
I
to
don't know if it's just me, man. Can y'all hear him? Hit one if y'all can hear him. If
play
y'all can't hear him, hit two. Cause I
you
think
like
it's your internet, man.
the part of you might me into life.
Yeah, I think it's your internet, bro. You might have to. Yeah, it's real
You know what I'm
choppy,
saying?
man.
In college.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try
your
back
late
later, man.
20s and maybe one more in your 30s or whatever.
Yeah. See what the brother got. What you got, brother? You back again? What's happening with you?
I was listening to a lot of people that you had on the program and everything.
Yeah.
And my thing is that one thing that came out is can you come back from somebody cheating in a relationship?
Right.
With women, yes. Women, I mean, if a man cheats, it can work.
Right.
With a woman, no. I think a lot of people find it hard to understand that. It's like when I look at your videos and you're reacting to Kevin Samuel's videos and stuff, and I listen to him and he talk to a lot of people that say to women that say, I'm a Christian. Well, first of all, if you married, a Christian woman can't ask for a bill of divorcement. It's against God.
Yeah.
So if you do it, then you go against God. The cheating thing, this is why men and women shouldn't look for relationships, because we're not mentally ready for a relationship. If you just want to have sex, have sex. Tell a female that. It's like I told people when I was younger, I said, hey, if you ask 20 women to sleep with you, 2 of them are going to say yes. And they're like, okay, so if I just ask 10 women, I should get 1. I said, no, that's not how it works. It's percentages and averages.
Right.
But if you tell somebody up front what it is that you want and you don't take away their choice,
right,
then you don't have to apologize the next day.
Right.
And I think we're so used to, and society's made it this way where we're so used to I want, rather than saying, you know what, I have to look ahead and say, okay, I want to have kids later on in life. I want to have this, I want to have that. And if you're not prepared for it and you've given yourself to so many people, how good are you to the person that you meet? Because eventually you're going to run into the person that you want and you're not good for them.
Right.
Because then when they start digging into your past and you start digging into their past, it's like, okay, I'm not even good to myself, because then you start relating. And I know that brother Alan Webb, shout out to Alan Webb, brother, mentally, until you hit 35, you don't know where your mind is. You're still a 20-year-old.
Right.
Once you hit 35, that's when you start thinking, okay, my kids, my job. Because between your early 20s and 35, you could apply for a job, quit a job, apply for a job, quit a job, get with a woman, get rid of a woman, get a woman, get rid of a woman.
Right.
But then at 35, you're like, okay, I've wasted all of this time. And for men, that's good. We can waste that time. For women, you can't.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
Now you have it to where even in society today, women are getting their degrees and they're getting everything that they want. But at the same time, it's because women are having kids at a younger age. So you have grandma that's 37 and she hanging out with the daughter.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking away from the women that have kids at a young age or anything, because men just, these young dudes, they just busting up in everything. And that's unfair to them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, we got to do better as men and women. We all hold the bag in this.
Mm.
And this is why society is so messed up, because men blame women. Women blame men. Men don't say anything. So we leave it for society to decide what it is for us.
Right.
And it's sad because I've watched a lot of your podcasts, and I can see the frustration in you, especially when you turn around and you walk and then you come back. It's like, does nobody see what's going on?
Right.
Women, when you have young boys, you raise them until they're 12. Let the father do it from there. When women raise girls, we need to teach them how to cook. We need to teach them how to clean. Even if they're by themselves, when they get older, they need to know this stuff. And it's so important to teach about family. Everybody needs to stop screwing everybody and start thinking, okay, yeah, I like sex, but at the same time, what do I get out of it? Because you could get a child, and when you get the child, are you financially and mentally ready to handle that child?
Right.
Because a woman don't have a choice at that point. If she decides to have the baby, she has to be mentally ready and to handle that child. And I think that's where the whole conversation gets broken down. Forget about sex. Let's look at consequences, because there's always a consequence, whether it be a STD, whether it be kids, whatever the case might be. We need to start focusing on, okay, there's kids out here that have no fathers or they don't have any mothers. Let's help those kids to make us better parents, so that when we have kids, we know how to take care of our kids. And I think that's the whole gist of it. Sex is nice, but every child that I had at 9 years old, I sat down and had a conversation with them about sex. I was born in 75, and my parents never talked to me about sex. I learned about it in junior high school. But if we don't talk to them about it, and I told them, I'm like, it feels good, but at the same time, there's a consequence. So before you do it,
brother,
sorry, go ahead.
I appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? You got you spitting some wisdom here, but I know we got some callers here I got to take in. We talking about, they got, we got a few in here talking about infidelity, so on and so forth, but I appreciate the wisdom you're imputing, brother. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk soon, though.
Yes, sir.
God willing. All right, before I bring you on, Mr. KP, hopefully you got a good signal this time, brother. Anyway, so back to Alan Webb here. So you said my son's mom got pregnant 2 months after we started dating. She decided to have the baby, and I decided to get out the game and step up because I left the game so abruptly. It's been hard to transition. So you were with her for 2 months and you shot the club up. Oh man, bruh. I think you just answered your own question right there, man. You know what I'm saying? 2 months, that's kind of like that video where the lady, that physician, got pregnant a month after meeting the dude. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, if that's how you feel, because sounds like you're not ready to leave the game, and y'all got, I forgot how old you said the baby was, but y'all got a baby on hand, and a baby never makes anything better, especially y'all only been together 2 months, man. I mean, y'all were only together 2 months when she got pregnant, so talk to her. Maybe she has an understanding, let her know, hey, this is what it is. If you can't overcome it, I'm not one to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, but it sounds like, you guys obviously got together way too soon and had a baby way too soon. You guys didn't even get a chance to date, really, to know what each other likes. And, as far as protection, nobody was using it. She wasn't on birth control, no nothing, and no prophylactics involved. And now here you guys are. You don't even know each other. You're learning each other, and you got a baby, and you're learning the baby. So, you know, hey man, you know, for your family, it depends. At the end of the day, what do you value more? Do you value your family or this family dynamic that y'all got going on, or do you value the game more? You know, but one thing you need to do is be honest about whatever you're gonna do. Be honest with her and be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say about that, man. You know, that sounds like a not planning to marry or another kid that was messed up after already having one when I wasn't ready. Yeah, man. Male contraception failed. Sheesh. Male contraception raised 3 children. Trust me. Do their own thing no matter how well you raise them. The environment you put them in, everyone has their own personal journey. You had unprotected sex, and now you live for your son and your kids. They didn't ask to be here. He needs a warning sign on him. Yeah, you crazy. You crazy. He needs a warning sign on him, man. Not wow. All right, Mr. KP. Let's see what's happening, man. Don't let. You said 1 second. Don't let me down.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, you good? Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm good right now.
What you got for me?
So I'm making it quick. You hear me good now?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I had to go in a different room. But as all the other callers said, you get to a certain age. I say about 30 for a guy. Like somebody told me my job, I got a lot of overheads and stuff like that. Guys in 50s and about to retire. They say a woman from age 18 to 25, 28, when she sees her girlfriends from high school or college get married, they have the good time stage. But when you get that 25 to 28 range, they all of a sudden start thinking of the good life stage, of which they want to settle down and get married and find the right guy, start the family, and have the ideal Claire Huxtable, Cosby Show, Family Matters type situation, right?
Right.
Unfortunately, we don't really hit that to about, at best, 35, 40 most times than not. And that's why you might see a case where guys, because I'm 39, give women minimum, say, 7 to 10 years younger than them.
Right.
Like if I'm 40 in a year, she'd be 28 or 30.
Right.
And a lot of women who are at my age range get bitter, upset. They're like, why could you get with me? And us as men, we're like, well, something psychology-wise, we just don't want the idea of being with a woman that we feel has been out in the field, so to speak. And we feel like our masculinity, our ego is, if we're with a younger woman, not a 20, 21-year-old, but somebody just younger than 8 to 10 years, that we still have that the machismo to go out there and get the right female when she's ready at that time, that go through the good life stage at that 26, 27, 28 range, versus like someone said earlier, when they start asking you when you want to pop the question. I was on a date way back when I got on the dating scene back at 13, I took a break for a little bit, and me and a young lady met at a restaurant. Within the first 5 minutes, she asked me, so what are your plans? What are you trying to get married? I'm like, we haven't ordered the bread yet. But now in retrospect, I realized, because she was in the same age range as me, she was on the clock. She wasn't going to wait a month, 2 months into dating me to find out if I wasn't serious or not. So she wanted to know right there within that first 15 minutes of that date, what were my plans? Because either she was obviously in the good life stage, 31, 32, and she was not going to be trying to waste any more of her time. So a lot of fellas got to realize, when you date these women after 28, they're in that second stage of which they want to be in something secure, because that's a woman's natural trait. She's looking for security, and she's looking for some form of stability. If you're giving her that feeling, oh yeah, baby, you're the one, but I'm going to be like doing my thing on the side, but like Jay-Z, I'm gonna get right back to you. I'm just dealing with them. Don't worry. She's gonna look at you like, all right, well, you go do you, and maybe you might mature up in 5 to 7 years, and if I'm not off the market, I might give you a chance. But that's the thing a lot of guys got to realize.
So what you're saying basically in terms of infidelity, you know, guys, so you know the topic, obviously, I know you're talking about dating and at certain stages of, you know, the mentality of certain people, but in terms of, you know, the topic, what's your thoughts as far as infidelity and relationships surviving infidelity? And have you been in a position like that?
I'll give you a short story. Young lady, me and her met in 2016. She was
Okay.
on her way into medical school.
Right.
So long story short, on the third date, she told me that she was a virgin. It was hard for me to believe. I said to her, "You mean celibate?" Because I've heard women saying when they go through a certain part of their lives, "I'm going to go celibate until I get to meet the right man because I'm tired of giving the cookie out and getting no return." She said, "No, I'm a virgin." She was a young lady, was born in a Christian household and stuff like that. So when I came to the realization that was the truth, I was like, okay. I can say the bad boy, the dog in me in so many ways was like, eventually she'll give it up. And we went 4 years dating, and I'm gonna say resentment kicked in on me because it's like when you buy a car, you know about what you
Stop.
get.
In the words of the great O'Shea, in the words,
situation was.
wait. In the words of the great O'Shea Duke Jackson, stop the show. You were with her you dated her for 4 years. This is back in 2016, right? Don't tell me this video froze or you froze yourself. Don't do this to me right now. This dude's face just literally froze on camera. Yo, you dated a alleged virgin for 4 years. What, you didn't get any buns? Is what you telling me? Come on, man.
It's like
man, your signal messing up at the good part, man. What is going on here, bruh? Get that fixed, that internet. What's going on over there, man? Yo, what are you doing?
I had done my
man. I'm gonna have to boot you again, man. Come on, man. You can't be doing this. I can't hear what he's saying. Yo, let's try this again. Anyway, man, if I don't know if y'all let me know if y'all heard him. I couldn't hear him. What he said, I guess he said he was dating a virgin back in 2016 for 4 years, and there was no action throughout that time. I don't know how infidelity kicked in. You know, you guys had a platonic relationship. Oh man, I'm just reading this thing right here. But yeah, I don't know how you where that was coming to as far as infidelity goes, or if you know whatever. I mean, but you said it was getting old for 4 years. I'm pretty sure that shit was getting old for 4 years and no action. You know what I'm saying? And how much money you spent on her in the meanwhile. You know what I mean? But while he's getting all that together, man, in my opinion, you know, we had, you know, a lot of cool people on tonight. But in my opinion, I think the main reason why people cheat, it all boils down to insecurity, in my opinion. Especially if you're not, like, some people want to get caught. Some people don't want to get caught. But at the end of the day, it all goes back to insecurity, because you could really, if you were secure enough, you would actually leave that person, or you would tell them, hey, this is what I want. This is how I'm living my life. This is what I want to do. I like a variety, but I still want to keep you on the side. Not to say that this is cool. I'm not saying it at all. But for you to be authentic and just be like, this is what I want to do, you know, but I still want to be with you. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, he's back on now. We about to see what's happening though. I still want to be with you, but I want to play the field as well. Or you can just tell her, you know, in Donnell Jones, how he said where I want to be, you know, he breaks it all down to her in the song. You know, hey, I don't mean to hurt you, baby, but this is what I got to do right now. This is not what I got to do, but this is what I want to do. I'm just letting you know I'd rather leave than to cheat. So that's the way I look at it. Unless, you know, when it comes down to ego, memories, wanting to hurt someone, which men don't typically try to hurt a woman. It's always the other way around, where a woman may try to hurt a man in the process, which is more of a feminine trait or feminine characteristic to try and hurt the guy. But no, most guys aren't out to just be vindictive and hurt a woman unless, you know, whatever. But let's try this again for the 5th time. What's happening with you, man? You got all right? Yeah, lay it on me. What's happening?
I got about maybe 5 minutes because I think my phone gets hot for whatever reason, and it starts causing it to stutter. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm keeping it 100.
Yeah.
I'm just being real.
2016. All right, let's go back to 2016.
It's 2016. We dated because I went through my phase for about 10 years. I looked at it as a sign. Hey, slow up. Don't be looking at her as someone you just want to go have something physical with. Go beyond that. So I took that as a sign. So, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I had those I used to deal with in the background, but as I felt that her and I were getting more serious, I put them away. I said, nah, I'm gonna go straight. Like I said earlier, over time, I thought I could try to wear her down, but she had so much character and integrity. She's no. She's like Beyonce. She want that ring. She's like, if I don't get that ring, you don't get that thing. That's the phrase. And me as a guy, I'm thinking, if you were using your sexuality as a means of trying to get some type of situation, I think there's a problem there. She looked at me and she pretty much told me, no, it's not me being manipulative or me trying to play games. This is how I'm built. You don't know me if you feel that I'm trying to trick you, and I'm not trying to trick you. So I slipped up, and long story short, I came out and told her. Of course, she was upset. And like the caller from down in Miami told you, the trust was gone.
This was year 4 though, right?
No, I messed up way before. It was about 2.5 going on 3.
Okay.
She gave me a break.
Still a long time to be platonic, but yeah.
Yeah, but I've been in that life, and when you're in that life, after a while, you look at it, so what am I doing? I'm not like it's one thing to brag about I'm with this female and that female, but it's not cool when you get older and you still catting around, because legacy doesn't matter. You want to say, hey, I got a beautiful woman here who's got good character, good soul, to which if I have a child with her, I have no issues about having her.
Why didn't you marry her? Why didn't you marry her? Why didn't you give her that ring?
Because I froze up.
You can't freeze up at 4 years. You can't freeze up. Like,
wait. I'm gonna say this here. Andrew Luck, the great Andrew Luck that played for the Colts, didn't get married to his girlfriend until 8 years. So I used that analogy with her. She said, well, good luck with that, because you ain't doing no master's program with me. It's 4 years or we're done. She said pretty much by the 4th year, if I wasn't willing to give her the feeling of we're going to move on to the next stage, that all right, because she was getting ready to do her residency and move out of state, whereas now she's living in Memphis and I'm in Carolina. So I took it as a sign that, you know, I froze up, and this is my season, because it's been 5-6 months when she moved. My season to absorb all of what's going on. Like old people I used to deal with, females, I mean, not, you know, coming out of the woodwork. I think that's a sign like, okay, I don't say the devil, but something's trying to pull me back to that life. I don't want to go back to that life. That life, because it's nothing rewarding. You do the same stuff, and then eventually you're going to end up having kids with somebody you don't want to have children with. And you're going to have that
Mr. KP,
regret saying, what could it be?
Mr. KP, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, man. This story sounds suspect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
suspect.
Like you with a woman, like you not having sex with her. She's a Christian woman, right? She says that the only way she's going to have sex with you is if you get married and you guys are together for 2.5, 3 years. When you said that you came clean with her, she still stayed
Off
with
and
you
on,
after that.
altogether 4 years. Off and on 4 years.
Yeah. So why not when you say I froze up and you didn't marry her, you knew for you to be with a woman past a year and no sex, I mean, there has to be like a, like what was going on in your mind? Like I was,
and I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this out of no proud statement, but I'm being honest. I was still in the midst of which I realized that situation, unless I put a ring on it, happened. I was still sliding back to old ones that I used to have relations with, and that built on my conscience where I let her know. And she is the one. She pretty much had a feeling. She said, "I had an idea, but I waited for you to
ain't
be
no
one
grown man
enough
gonna
to tell
be
me." So yeah.
ain't no grown
Any
man
other
gonna not
female
be
I
getting
had
no
no
buns
feelings
for.
about, I didn't really care for.
Yo, no. I mean, most grown. She no men.
Look, this is when I was in my late 30s. I'm 39 now. Now in my 20s, I did.
Bro, this was last year. You said you was with her in 2016 for 4 years, so that was last year, 2020.
Come back.
I said that you said you got with her in 2016, and 4 years later, that's 2020. So that was last year.
No. What I'm saying in my 20s.
I think your phone getting hot, man. We're gonna have to chat later. Oh man. Yo, fix that hot ass phone. I don't know, guys. I think that sound kind of suspect, man. I mean, kudos to you. If you've been dealing with women on the side, and you had this committed relationship with this woman who says that she's a virgin, and you were willing to sit back and hopefully that you could wear her down. Yo, man, kudos to you. I think there's more to the story, man. I get it, but I don't get it. Because no hot-blooded man, especially in your 30s, bro. In your 30s, and you say, I'm gonna deal with other women on the side, but what makes this girl so special? Other than the fact that she's a virgin and you know that she wants a ring and you froze up. Either you gonna go for it or not. I can't see myself wasting that much time, energy, effort, and funds, because I'm assuming whether it was long distance or not, you was taking this woman out or you were seeing her from time to time. You guys were bona fide buddies, chat buddies. So I can't. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Call me mean, but nah, bro. Nah. Let's see. A Christian woman can ask for a divorce. That's actually the only allowed reason for divorce. Infidelity is mentioned in the Christian Bible as the only reason you may divorce. So what he talking about? Yeah, the young lady Bianca who was on earlier, we kind of, when we did a live on Instagram, we were talking about that. I would post it, but the quality is so bad that even though you can hear me, the video is so bad. So we kind of talked about that, and she kind of went into the scripture about it saying that you can divorce for infidelity and things like that. Virgin's got 3 months. If she ain't sexing by then, goodbye. 3 months is too long. What is you trying to? I mean, women collected a lot of cold hard cash and many other gifts. The drug trade created a lot of infidelity. Believe me, man. Yo, I guess people different strokes, different folks. I'm not sorry if I'm coming off judgmental, but I just can't see it, bro. I can't see it, especially a man who's already sexually active to say he's gonna switch things up and do that, and because he's not getting what he needs, he's gonna have to quote unquote step out, and she's willing to do it to stick around with a guy that long also. So it sounds like a long distance relationship. If that's the only way I see that happening, man. because that when you're around each other and you're in intimate settings, you guys sound like pen pals, man. That sound, unless you made that story up on the fly while we were here online or whatever, man. My husband waited more than 3 months. It happened when it happened, but it was after 3 months. I mean, that's cool. I mean, as long as he, you know, most men gonna have a starting 5 though. Unless he's, you know, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but for the most part, there's gonna be some women involved. You know, he's chatting it up with you, spending time, effort, you know, whispering sweet nothings, giving you good morning texts, and taking you out on dates and investing and so on and so forth. You know, who knows? But like you said, I believe you. You know, I wonder what the dynamics of that was, but yeah. And I guess you'll say that he didn't have any ladies either that he was dealing with. I don't believe that there are any virgin women anymore. You got virgins out here doing stuff outside of Jeez. If I'm dating them by 3 months, you need to answer. If we were trying to be serious or just having fun, I'm not jumping through no hoops. Exactly. Either it is or it ain't. Facts. But yo, man, we got different takes from different folks this evening. You know, cheating, once again, I don't condone it. You know, if it's something, I'm not saying that it's something to be expected, but it does happen. I used to say a while ago, I think in my older videos, that don't get married unless, you know, you entertain the thought that infidelities do happen in marriage. I'm not saying expect it, because you both have to fix, whichever one cheats, you both have to fix yourselves. But at the end of the day, those things are still playing in the back of your mind of what goes on. And, you know, men, I think what the brother said earlier, you know, Observer Melanin, I believe he said it earlier, or the another brother said it too, I forgot his name, that, you know, if a woman cheats, it's kind of irreparable. But if a man cheats, you know, you can kind of get past that a lot of times, you know. But we look at it, and I think Gray said it as well, somebody playing in your backyard, somebody's entered that soul, she's exchanged that, somebody's basically those emotions, that soul sharing has occurred, you know. And I just, man, sheesh, bro. But all in all, you know, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I know we don't have any other callers here on the wait. This has been my second live. You know, hopefully I'll be coming with more. I'm gonna try to do 2 a week here, guys. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. You know, check me out. Check out the merch. All the links are in the description. Pick yourself up one of those Ascended t-shirts, or Reform Simp t-shirts as well, is down there. You know, the link is in the description as well. And man, I appreciate you guys once again. You know, it's a good chat, good discussion tonight. You know, shoot me some I got topics that I'm gonna be discussing, but shoot me some topics you guys like me to discuss or to touch on in terms of these live streams. You know, we're gonna be coming more frequently. Like I said, I'll try to do 2 minimum a week, and we'll go from there, man. But with that being said, you know how I normally say, peace be upon you and the mercy and blessings of the Almighty. Remember, anything lost. I'm reading what Grace just said. Sorry, man. Okay, so no, man, wait for me. Anything lost can be found again except for time wasted. I will catch you guys on the next one, and talk to you guys soon. I'm out. Peace.